Welcome everyone, this is Pilot Niels and you're listening to LOTRO Players News, where we take a look at latest news in LOTRO and here at LOTRO Players. And this week we have with us Sanswinda
Hello.
and Guarendas.
Talks at the wrong time. Hi, everyone.
Hello, Guerer. Welcome back. And it is time for us to first start with the sad news, and that is that we did not get the update this week, so we'll have to wait another week, or actually for us, I guess that's 3 more days from now, because they rescheduled update 37 for this coming Tuesday, the August 29th, where we will then, we hope, finally have the release of update 37 with River Hobbits and the new housing area. Anything either of you two are looking forward to in update 37?
Hobbit captains.
Hobbit captains.
I mean, as far as I can tell, the way I read it, there's going to be River Hobbit captains. That would be really cool.
Yes.
Although having a great big Oathbreaker following behind you might be a little odd.
I can only hope that we can have. Well, I'm just trying to think. Concerning Oathbreakers, because for a moment there I was thinking, well, maybe they have a smaller Oathbreaker, but then I'm thinking again, how many hobbits have broken an oath strong enough that they would become an Oathbreaker?
I mean, that seems like way too much work and it'd take you away from eating pie.
Yes. That's the point, yes. So, yes, I guess we'll find out what would happen when they come out. Yeah, most likely, they'll be full-sized Oathbreakers. How they got attached to you, I have no idea. But yes, update 37 is rescheduled for August 29th, and that means that next week's shows that I am hoping that I will finally be able to read the release notes. They have not yet posted the release notes. Now, they did have a meeting on Friday afternoon to be sure that they're ready to release on it. They did not post anything about how that meeting went. I hope it went well. I hope this is a case of no news is good news, and I guess we'll find out on Tuesday. Or maybe Monday afternoon they will post the downtime. If they post downtime on Monday afternoon, probably means yes, it's for the update. As for events this week we have plus 25% on Crafting XP until August 28th. And of course, next weekend we have 10% Virtue XP bonus, which will be from August 31st through September 4th. That'll go through the Labor Day weekend. And also, we will have on September 1st, starting on that Friday, on there, we will have the first Forester event. I will presume that unless there's a major disaster, Update 37 will be out by Friday, and that we'll have our Forester event. Their plans on that is to have it on for 10 days, then have it off for 2 weeks, on for 10 days, off for 2 weeks, and that'll be the cycle until they add more of these crafting events. So we'll find out probably further details on when they start to add more of those things. And that's it for events that are scheduled. Anyone have any questions or comments relating to news? Since I don't hear any response on that, let's go into store sales. Sans, what's on sale this week?
Well, this week, you have the 25% crafting XP boost, and next weekend there will be a 10% Virtue XP boost. But then for sales, you can stand out from the crowd while enjoying your XP boosts with 25% off select shared wardrobe, select cosmetic outfit slots, mounted combat trait specs, and some select cosmetics through August 31st. Though you might check that you can't get the cosmetics, the visual aspect of the cosmetics in other fashions more cheaply. And the weekly coupon will get you a free plus 5,000 enhanced reputation supply. So if you are missing your easy access to enhanced reputation supplies, this is a good time to get a plus 5,000 one. And the coupon code in all caps in all caps is Rep Supply. That is REPSUPPLY, which should also work through August 31st.
All right. And remember,
I was just going to say, does anyone know if the shared wardrobe, Select shared wardrobe, counts on the 2 new sets of slots that they opened up for everybody?
I'm assuming that's why they say select.
I just didn't know if anybody had tried it, if they knew whether it did apply or not.
No, when I tried to log in earlier today, it said could not patch, and then, shut me back out. So,
What do you mean could not patch? There wasn't even a patch this week.
I don't know. So, I guess maybe one of the last patches didn't go through. I'll try to patch in the background later tonight and see if maybe I missed something from 2 weeks ago or something. I was in last week though, so I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, there were
can't be 2 weeks ago. Anyway.
Okay, so it's not like you're running on a new system or anything like that.
I'm not on a new system, same computer. I'm pretty sure I downloaded the last patch. So it was just a really weird error to get, and I was like, well, maybe it was because of the update, but then the update was postponed, so yeah, I don't know. I'll try again later.
All right, we'll try again later. We'll hope that gets working so you can get in game and you could enjoy Lilibee when it comes out.
Well, that was my plan, not knowing that it had been postponed because I have not been keeping up on any social media or forum site this week because school started. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that when the update does come out.
Yeah. Though I suspect that if you want to go and buy some cosmetics, other than the usual thing, make sure that they're not available in the game through some other way, is don't spend too much money on your cosmetics until you see the packages for the River Hobbits and have a chance to decide do you want to buy them or not and how much they cost and all that fun stuff, because it'd be nasty if you bought all these cosmetics getting ready for the River Hobbit and then left yourself with not enough LOTRO points to actually get it. So then let's have a look at news. This is actually LOTR news rather than actual LOTRO news, and that is that there is an announcement now from Free Range Games that the Lord of the Rings Return to Moria will be released on PlayStation 5 and Windows PC on October 24th. So that will be 2 months from now. And in case you don't know what Return to Moria is, this is a crafting survival game where you are following Gimli Lockbearer into Moria to help to reopen it and to reclaim it and fix things up where the Iron Garrison went wrong. Oh, I hope that's not a spoiler for anyone.
Oh boy.
I mean, I'm sure everyone here has heard of that things did not go rosily for the Iron Garrison. So yes, that is there for you'll then follow in the footsteps with your. And I think they also said Durin might also be involved in it. Gimli will be involved in it, Durin involved in it. I'm sure lots of other dwarves will also be involved with there. And that the object of the game is, of course, to survive in Moria. And this is a game, I think it's for 1 to 6 players or something like that. I guess we'll know. But anyway, you'll be up into there trying to survive anything that Moria throws at you. And you can just imagine a procedurally generated Moria can really do numbers to you. If you think you get lost in Moria now, think how tough it's going to be when it's procedurally generated.
Oh. And then you've got to hope that your brain doesn't get confused the next time you're in Moria and LOTRO.
I mean, I still get lost going from some zones to the other if I don't take a stable goat So
Yeah, I know. Some trips through the Redhorn Lodes can be quite interesting. So yes, so that is Return to Moria and being released on October 24th. Now today we're starting a new section of the show called Reminiscing About, where we will, if we have time, we will discuss some, let's say, our past experiences in LOTRO, or maybe it might be expanded from that, but of course starting on topics relating to LOTRO. And Sans, what is your vision about this particular feature?
Well, it's a feature that Mary Rose suggested last week, actually, for days that are a little bit light in news, because after we would wrap up, we'd just start telling stories about, hey, remember when? And that was enjoyable, was the feedback. So we've added it as a section.
All right, and this week's topic is festival fiascos. And this is for general things at low level because of course festivals are notorious for some interesting things happening at low level. But if you have other low level experiences and don't do too much festivaling, we could have those accepted in there. And I was wondering if you have any memories about things that didn't go quite right in a festival quest.
Yes.
Uh,
Well, okay, so the first thing that comes to mind is like showing up at the hill with a newly created hobbit fresh out of the intro, thinking, ah, yes, the fastest way to level up is surely going to be the festival, and that's not going to be dangerous at all. And so I went around and I took all the quests and attacked the fire, and didn't realize that the fire was higher level than I
flammable.
was. And well,
Yeah.
I've been doing it on my higher level characters, and they just one shot the fire, like no big deal, right? The fire is actually more hardy than upper level shots give it credit for. And I might have discovered the red circle rather faster than I wanted to.
It's sort of like in the Winter Festival if you attack the wood trolls in the
wood trolls or the grims.
Or the Grims.
or the Grims.
Yeah. I had a very close call with the Grim once. Yeah, that was a terrifying little thing. It's like, oh no, not my hobbit. Of course, actually, that hobbit ended up being the first character to actually get the Undying title. So, hey, I made it.
Oh,
Despite that.
does Durin's Day count as a festival?
Oh,
Speaking of close encounters,
yeah, you mean the close encounter where you discovered something that needed bug reported?
well, I don't know if it was a bug, but when we were all taking pictures, because we were so excited to get our low-level hobbits to go to Durin's Day, and we're in,
Is that Dale?
Yeah, we must have been in Dale, and we found
Was it Dale or Erebor?
No, we weren't in Erebor. Erebor would have been safer.
In Dale.
We had to have been in Dale, and we found one of the statues to pose by, and we're all posing heroically, and suddenly a moose came charging in.
Yeah, that was definitely Dale because that's one of the most infamous videos that I remember seeing.
I think that would count as a festival fiasco.
Yes.
Well, you know, Pine, a year later, we took most of those same hobbits, and my bird was finally to level with them too. And we were a little bit higher level, so we made it up to the mountain just fine. But as we were coming back, a moose started chasing us up the stairs into the doorway of Erebor.
Do you remember me?
I know, we were like, man, had hobbit meat once, now it wants some more.
Who
It never
knew that
forgets.
moose were omnivorous?
Yes. That moose has a memory like the crocodile from Peter Pan.
Yes.
It's not TikTok. It's yeah,
Oh man.
ghost of charging hobbits past.
Charging hobbits past. Yes. No, I think I remember that someone actually managed to get killed by one of the shrews in the shrew stomping contest once, but I
That's
I
pretty
think
good.
I know of somebody who did, but I don't dare mention their name. They're in my kin, and they would kill me if I made that public.
that must have been the story that I heard.
You may
Was
have
that
heard, yeah.
yes? All right, it probably came from you then that I heard it from. Yes,
Yes, but we're not mentioning names
we're not mentioning names here.
because
Yes,
I want to live.
you want to live.
We won't tell any moose either.
Nope.
You won't tell any moose, and you won't tell anyone who may or may not have met their end while trying to stomp shrews.
Also, I've got to say, if you are kind of on level, those trolls in the Winter Festival can prove to be a fiasco. Not like just because they could be dangerous and like take out some of your health, but also if you happen to be melee, they like throw you and then you have to run back to them. And well, sometimes people just one shot them out from underneath you. But if you happen to be on when like nobody's there, you can spend like way more time than you thought you were going to spend festivaling, being thrown and running back to re-engage the wood troll. If you happen to be on,
you?
yeah, if you happen to be on like a
Knocks you
burglar or
back.
a
Yeah, he sends you sailing.
yeah,
I
and you can go like right down the hill and have to run all the way back up.
guess I've always done it on range classes then. Probably
Um,
throwing javelins at the warden.
yeah, but burglars and champions. I might have tried it with a guardian
Yeah,
too.
I had a hobbit champ that got tossed back this past one. She enjoyed it though.
Anyway, I tried to do the quest while on a time crunch once and had to stop halfway through killing one troll because it was taking too long.
It's taking too long. All right. Perhaps we don't do this quest on a regular basis. Yes. Now, I'm wondering if you have trouble doing the remembrance quests that they have in the anniversary, where you're going all over Erebor, and some of them are to some rather strange places, especially when you're expected to give an emote to some boss from a fight or something like this.
Oh.
Hey, all you have to do is wave to the dragon.
That's all you have to do. But you
You
have to
just
get
made
enough.
the drag off. What could go wrong?
Yes.
You have to get enough people to actually get into it before it'll count it, though. It doesn't count it from the beginning part.
That's what World Chat is for, or having a kin that has allies.
Right?
Okay.
Um,
Yes,
so-
we're doing a emote run of Dragok.
Actually, yes.
Yes, we did that. But also, okay, so for the anniversary thing, running around to find things, there was something right outside Carn Doom to pick up, like a memory.
Ruh-roh.
And I was running with Maven, and we were like
This is-
porting around, summoning each other to places. I think Terry was with us too. And like we were just burning through some of the rally horns that we'd been getting for Hobbit presents, right?
Okay.
So like we get there and we summon Maven in. She drops down dead because there are statues there. And she was on her lore master that she had Aria'd. But she never finished that quest. And none of us thought about it because none of us realized that those statues by Carn Doom are also deadly.
Yeah, it's all of them.
Until that moment. Oops.
Not a festival per se, but speaking of those statues, I remember when I went back on Gware and was trying to clear out the deeds and there's a camp just to the north of Melonhead there. There'll be like, there's the camp that you go to, and then you end up needing to go up into like one of the ball, I forget which one it is, one of the like this little kind of citadel things, and there are watcher stones on either side, and she was getting really bad debuff. So I'd raced through them and then was working along just fine. And I got turned around and dismounted up and raced through what I thought was the right gate, and it wasn't. I dropped down and dead into Imlad Balkworth below, where all the, like, you know, where the giant hand is that crawls around and stuff like that. I just like yeeted myself off a cliff and died because I was trying to avoid those watchers.
Oh boy. That's the trouble with those watching stones. And that's probably one of the two reasons why I always do book 6. Even if I'm skipping the rest of volume 1, I still do book 6. And it is so that I don't have things like that happening to me. That plus the fact is I like to do the Fen quest lines so that we have good eyeing around for when I do volume 3.
I'm still kind of sad though that those watching stones and that quest is only specific to that area, and like wasn't reintroduced in like Mordor or anywhere else.
Well, they have watching stones for other purposes in Mordor.
Well, yeah, but I was to say Dol Guldur kind of has. They have some watchers.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you did the quest or not.
Well, I never
Yeah,
make it that far without having done the quest.
I think they decided to assume that you've done it. I think it's the assumption that they're making there. So that going through and reminisce and spending resources to keep track of that for something that
Yeah, I
they
guess
expect
that would
most players
probably
to have
cause more
done.
lag.
Yeah, we don't need to cause more lag than there is already.
Fair. I don't want more lag.
Okay, we don't. All right. Any other festival weird events? I mean, I think anytime I try to do one of those instances, that the festival instance where you're supposed to need 6 players to do it, like the one that's, I guess, in the Rift, I guess would be the one that's associated with the summer festival. So that's the one that's up right now. I think just setting foot in there is asking for a fiasco. I think that instant failure half the time.
Fair. I would vote same for the winter one.
I mean, getting
Storbigan?
smashed.
Well, okay, so like the giant's not that bad, but the other one, with all the snowmen.
Okay. The frost, the Battle of
I
Frostblood.
remember.
Yeah.
Wasn't there one time on Girls that we took a low-level group?
Yes, and it involved lots of death and running around and trying to like find each other again. Yeah. I think we prevailed in the end, but
yes, we did.
That took way longer than anticipated.
Why did we
as well.
think this was a good idea to do this?
I know. You think this has got to be a simple one. It's just a casual festival quest.
Right.
And you think, right,
between
that one and the picnic one.
All burglars, and none of you has a decent ranged attack. Oops.
Probably not a good quest for all burglars.
Yeah, I would not recommend it, but
2 burglars walked into the Inn of the Forsaken.
Okay, that was fun. But probably also unwise.
Unwise, but I was too inexperienced to realize until we had been like fighting and running around in circles, and I was throwing the little ping 1 DPS throwing knife ping every time he went running by.
Yeah, I didn't consider that one very carefully. I'd only been in there one other time. Nobody wants to do that instance, like, ever. And you were like, yeah, let's do it. And I was like, yes, I'm winning.
I mean, I'd still kind of like to complete the whole thing, but it bugged out that one time that you and Lenore and I tried it. But anyway.
It bugged out on you?
Yeah, it wouldn't let us into the boss fight.
Oh, that's rude.
It was.
It was very rude. We did all the other things, but I didn't get to see how that fight really should go.
We'll have to try that again sometime.
Oh,
Yeah.
I still get confused about how that fight is supposed to go. And I've been through that instance several times. Because I think because by the time I do it the next time, I've forgotten what we did in order to get to work. Because you have this guy who smashes the deck of the ship, and
yeah, there are mechanics. You have to when he gets his hand stuck, then you step on the plate up on the poop deck to make the blades in the middle go around, and yeah, it's there's a whole set of mechanics, but it's actually a lot of fun. But
you just have to be in a certain mood to do it. You don't be expecting it to be a serious quest. Right. And yes, and that's some of our interesting things in festivals and similar items for this week. So now let's have a look at this is my pick of the week, and that is Deco de Balloon's Lillaby Housing Guide, which is something that you might want to read between now and Tuesday so that you'll know what's expected to be seen when things come up. This is a new neighborhood which includes Hobbit-style housing, slightly older in style than the ones that we have in the Shire. It includes 4 basic houses, a stately base house. I think that's essentially a basic house with I think there's a pond or something like that in there.
Well, there's a cave with a waterfall. It's reminiscent of some of the Erebor houses that have the special ones that have ponds. And I believe I saw somebody on the PTS on one of the Bull Roarer builds that tried fishing in there, and it appears that you can fish in your house, which is really
fun. So you can fish there, because that was one of the.
I mean, they tried fishing and it worked. I don't remember what they pulled in, but
yeah, that's sort of the question.
But it's Bull Roarers.
Yeah, true. Well, I have a feeling that they would allow the fishing because I think I got the impression that there was supposed to be fishing there, but they weren't sure if it was implemented yet. So it looks like it was. But
the Geode Cave in Erebor, you can fish in the entryway. There's the path that goes to the platform before the door, and you can fish in there and pull in fish. So
right.
I don't see why not.
So then the question is, will you pull in good enough quality fish to be usable for a certain recipe?
Oh, no, you have to go talk to Sam for that, probably. Well, he keeps giving my elf hunter fish anyway. I think it might be a mild diss. I'm not really sure.
Okay, so that's right, because that's a house guard or something like that version of Sam?
That was. And you're going to ask me how I got that, and I don't remember. But yeah, it's a housing item. But if you put him in your house, he'll have a quest ring, and if you talk to him, he'll give you some kind of cook ingredient. And like I said, for some reason, every time Guer talks to him, he gives her a fish. Everybody else has gotten other things. Guer just gets fish. I think it's like I said, I think it's some kind of diss from Sam. I'm not sure I understand, but anyway.
Yes, but if I remember correctly, there's currently a bug with that particular one where the fish he gives you is not a cookable fish because they have a patch note that they had on Bull Roarer that they're fixing that for update 37.
Well, I didn't say it was useful.
Yeah.
Just said he gave her a fish every time.
All right.
That's like my Hobbit gifts being tomes of tracking on my hunter.
Well, yeah, well, at least you could send the tomes of tracking to another character.
And this is true. I do put them in the vault so that like my guardian can pull them out.
All right. So we had the 4 base houses, one with a cave pond in it. There will be 6 deluxe houses, so those will be the bigger houses. 1 stately deluxe house. I forgot what's supposed to be so special about the stately deluxe house.
Is that the one with the questionable view?
Questionable view.
If you have your post processing turned off where it's not giving like all the atmospherics and stuff,
Right.
you're looking into Goblin Town through the hole in that cave and that great big hole in the wall.
Oh, okay. I guess Goblin Town. Okay, I guess I assumed it would be Zundagrot.
Well, it looked like Goblin Town.
Okay.
I mean, like all the little, kind of like the weirdly charming for goblins housing areas you go through to get to Gollum's cave.
Okay, I guess I didn't think that they would see into Goblin Town because it's right next to Zundagrot. That's why I would have assumed it would have been that.
Well, that's outside. There's a house that is like really close to where you can look out of the housing instance to Sundergrot.
Oh, okay. So you'll see that outside. All right. So this is a slightly different place then. All right. Then all right. So we have those, and there's a kin house, which is of course a bit of a problem because right now there's a limit of 1 kinship house. So it would be if you're in a kinship that already has a kin house, then you would have to give up your current kin house in order to get one of the Lindleby ones.
Yeah. I mean, maybe if you're an all Hobbit kin, that would be a good idea, but
if you're all Hobbit kin, you probably currently have one that's in the Shire homestead, but
yeah,
you might be willing to have an upgrade on that one if someone's, especially since if your kin leader is VIP, then there won't be
an upkeep
charge, right? Does it work that way with the
yes
kin was also? Yeah, right. So that's a possibility if you have a reliable kin leader who's VIP. All right. So those are the things that we're expecting there, and I'm sure that we'll be seeing more about those when they release. But if you'd like to have a little look at it in an article form, then head over to Deco Dulumalu's site, and they have their little one in there, and I will presume that this article is also in French because I can't imagine that they would do it only in English because they are a French kin. And that's it for my pick of the week. So let's head into our week in gaming. Guarendis, what were you up to?
Well, my main Guarendis and Baldric finished Kingsconder thus far, and the Deets,
Okay.
which is helpful. I really loved the little stories that were woven through the zones. Each part of it. They're little heartbreaking ones, also hopeful. And I'm just talking about the little character beats. It's not necessarily the main story, which is interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it. But it's more like I'm thinking of the dog on the docks in Pelargir. That is
the dog on the docks.
Did you not find it? You need to go to Pelargir, and you need to go down to the dock closest to where like the food stand is that you help. So go down and onto that last pier. There is a quest ring if you get all the way out there. It looks like one of the little corgis that has been sitting there waiting. There's like a guard nearby that you talk to that talks about it, and you go and get some food and bring it back like a treat for the dog, and then the dog's all happy. And the next time you see him, he's kind of hanging out over with the guard, but the guard was kind of like, I guess I need to ask around. I mean, I wonder who they're waiting for. Have they not come back? Are they going to? Yeah, I mean, there's like these questions of that. And then there's the last one in Lynn here also is there's a little boy who wants to go down by the shore and he has you picking up seashells, but the mother says that you get the idea that her partner later in life has gone away and she hasn't returned.
Did you
And the
drop
little
out?
boys wanting every year she would come to visit them in Lynn here and would make a shell necklace for the woman, and the little boys wanting to make a shell necklace for her since that person hasn't come back. And you think, okay, they went to Minas Tirith. Are they wounded? Are they dead? Did they go on into the wastes and they're still fighting? I mean, you have no idea really. And I'm hoping that they go back and touch on those again. And
Yeah.
I'm also looking forward to getting into the dwarf area. I rode up there and looked around. It's like, okay, this looks like that could go to maybe an instance cluster, or this looks like questing and there should be more back in there. I wonder if we have to do rep to get in. I mean, like
Yeah.
that was gorgeous
Yeah,
too.
that's
So,
probably something for update 38 then.
and that whole quarry that you can hop around in and go up that has nothing in it right now that would be a bother. But I'm sure that Scenario has plans for it.
I'm sure they do. Now, I did do the shell quest, but I didn't know about the dog quest. And I do wonder,
I'll
of
find
course,
it.
the trencher woman, who I think I encountered her
Yes.
only once, but they imply that you'll be encountering her much more.
Yeah, and I'm thinking, and what is a hobbit doing here?
Yes.
I
Yes.
where did you come from, little trencher woman who made me go get food for you to make food for everybody? I'm like, what? So I want
Yeah.
to know the story behind that too. But yeah, I really, in other words, I'm saying I really enjoyed King's Gondor.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure she must be from the Storvale, since she did say that she did visit Hongaran at one point in her travels.
Yeah. So I don't know if I like missed something, forgot something. I don't know. Maybe I'll look at the wiki and see what her name is and look in Swanfleet Cardinal and see if I can figure it out again.
I
But
don't think you encounter her there. I don't
hmm,
remember her or anything like that. I think this was just someone who's from the, because I don't think they wanted it necessary to tie into someone that you met there, because a large percentage of the player population had not might not have gone through there, at least not with the
yeah,
character that they're running now at Cap. So that would be my guess. Probably just a reference to some place where she traveled. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out more about her in update 38.
I hope so. Um, Also in Lotro, my high elf lore master, who was level 25, but knows how to make Gundabad potions and scrolls, she's a really huge nerd, has managed to leave the 3 farthing crafting hall for the first time in, like, I don't know, since I made her 2-3 years ago, maybe longer. Yeah, she was like in the second round of alts that I made when I decided that I wanted to have one to do each vocation before they started letting us do more than one on it. She's my scholar. She went to the festival, and then she ventured out into the lowlands, and now she's level 32. And the first time I hit lightning storm and singed a big group of Crabine to like dust, I let out an evil giggle. I admit it. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm having a lot of fun with her. She's mostly running red. She finally just got her links, so she has an onyx lynx that I named Guath Shadow because she is a high elf. She's like at the Cinderin going on there. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun. I was actually just before I hopped over to the podcast, Running with Luinori's level 20 Lightning Runekeeper in the Northern Barrow Downs to help get them to level 20, 21. And that's a fun combination too. So I don't know, may do some more with that too. Otherwise in ESO, I bought yet another house, but it's really cool.
What house is this?
I'd had my annual renew, so I had a bunch of crowns. I left. I got the Lake Zanmere house because I love Murkmire. I wish it was a larger zone, and it isn't. It's like Clockwork City. I don't know why. I love the 2 zones in the game that they put out for little DLCs that nobody else, well, some people like Clockwork or have mentioned it that I know of, but it's like that nobody else seems to go on about, that just aren't big enough. I need more story. I need more stuff. But yeah, it's one of the Zanmirs. It looks like a Mayan ruin type of thing, but it's the one that you can go downstairs and you actually, it's like some kind of water Argonian with water wizardry type of thing, and you can go through what looks like a portal there, and you come out of a whirlpool up at the top. So in the lake around it, which is really cool. But yeah, otherwise I've just spent most of my time logging in to go through all the characters, keeping up with crafting research. I've kind of been focusing more on LOTRO lately. So, Sans, what have you been up to?
Well, I went mining in Minecraft and accidentally mined my way into a driftstone cave. So I picked up some... No, dripstone, not driftstone. Dripstone. Don't worry, I'm mostly awake. And found some more iron as well. So, yeah, hopefully that will soon result in easy access to unlimited lava. And I got a mount from logging into ESO, which, yes, it took like the majority of the month, but I did it. And I did a bit of farming in Dinkum. And that was pretty much my week. How was your week, Pineleaf?
I'll begin with my lore master, who finished up the Moria epic and then headed into the woods, shall we say. So we'll see what we get into there. My Capital Lore Master joined in with the Friday Night Fights, where we ran Flight to the Lonely Mountain and Barad Guldur. So we ran a pair of raids there because it was the first time in a long time where we actually had a full raid with us. So that was a bit of a surprise there, because usually we were lucky to get up to 6, and then we found that we had a full 12 there. So I'd have no trouble running. Well, okay. Flight to the Lonely Mountain, our first attempt at that, it bugged out on us, I think. So, because someone didn't make it inside of the instance, and that gave us trouble. So eventually what we decided just to do was to go a little bit over the top and get ourselves killed so that we could resume with all of us in there. So then we were able to go and complete the instance. And Barad Guldur, that was... I'm trying to think of how many times I've done that one. That was maybe the second time, maybe third. I don't know if the other 2 times that I actually managed to actually finish out the last boss or not, but we managed to finish everyone in there. Now, of course, it might have been helped by the fact that I noticed during the course of the thing that all of the puddles, their level of the puddles was 73, so obviously they're not scaling the puddles. Because I suspect if there were level 140 puddles, I think we would have all died constantly in there. So, but anyway, we managed to get through there, though, with the little help of some rather little trouble with some puddles in there. And now my Runekeeper was running skirmishes as I inch my way towards Skirmisher of Middle Earth because I get closer and closer to that title. So maybe soon I will have a Lore Master. Runekeeper. Did I say Lore Master? Yeah, my Runekeeper. My Runekeeper is inching my way towards Skirmisher of Middle Earth. So it'd be nice to have my Runekeeper all manageable with that title. And that's it for my week in LOTRO. We currently have 13 supporters on Patreon. If you'd like to join this illustrious raid of players and help support LOTRO players, you go to the donations page for support the Players Alliance on Patreon. Your money we use for our podcast hosting, website hosting, and to pay for our live shows. If you'd like to send us an email, you can send it to podcast@lotroplayers.com. The Players Alliance has 2 shows on Saturdays at 8:30 p.m. US Eastern Time. We record LOTRO Players News and re-record DDO Players News when Drac is available. And you can join us for our shows at LOTROplayers.com/live. And that's all for tonight. And this is Pilot Needles reminding you to skirmish responsibly.